May mga kliyente ka ba na pasaway o kaya mahirap talagang kausapin? And then ang tanong mo sa sarili mo is, paano ko kaya sila haharapin at hindi mawalan ng trabaho? So relax ka lang and get ready because today, I have the tip for you. Ituturo ko sa iyo ngayon ang strategies on how to navigate the clients para you can still win and manage the project and the interactions with the client. So if you're ready, grab your pen, grab your paper, and tara na, let's get started. So guys, the challenge is real. The world is full of good people, bad people, good clients, difficult clients, easy clients, hard clients. And most freelancers, unfortunately, will deal with a hard client in their career. Once or twice or multiple times in your career, dealing with a challenging client will happen. And this challenge exists because of a few things. The first one is that miscommunication can usually escalate and lead to a bigger conflict. So small miscommunication between the freelancer and the client, that can just sometimes explode into something a lot bigger than what it is. The second thing is that emotional reactions lead to burning bridges. People in general are emotional, and if you're not able to keep your emotions in check, same thing with the clients, if they have, unhinged emotions, that in itself will create conflict that will breed resentment between parties, right? And the third one is the lack of clear boundaries that then magnify these issues, right? So if the boundaries, the work boundaries aren't defined, and one person expects something else from the other, and that doesn't happen, that's when the problem, the issue escalates, it gets magnified. But today, I'm gonna teach you how you can turn these obstacles into positive opportunities in order for you to grow and keep succeeding. So let's unpack how we do this. All right, so here's the approach I'd like you to take. Empathize, educate, and empower. Right? And let's break down why this works. When you empathize, you understand the client's needs. You also see things from their perspective, and then you see their concern as a genuine concern. I'll give you an example, right? What I like to do when I'm interacting with my team is we do a role swap. I put myself in their shoes, they put themselves in my shoes. So as the boss, what would I expect from them? They would tell me. And then as an employee, what commitment am I giving to the boss? I would give them. And by doing an exercise like this, you can see that on the client side of things, they are hiring you to show up to work, to do the job, to do your reports, to be present during team meetings, and that's what they've hired you to do. So at least those are the minimum level commitments that you'd expect from your team member. Them being proactive and them achieving their goals, that's even better, and you would also take that. And on the other hand, as an employee to the client, you expect to be treated with respect, given the right amount of leeway to do your job, given the amount of freedom to, come up with ideas in order to complete the task, and also committing to actually showing up and doing the job. So by doing this small exercise, we can have an idea of how the other person sees things and the task from each other's perspective and then empathize with it. That's a good way to get into the other person's perspective and start empathizing with what the client needs. Second one is educate. So when misunderstandings come up, what you want to do is to clarify them. You want to acknowledge them. A lot of freelancers, sometimes they try to leave it undiscussed, or if it's forgotten, untalked about, that will simmer and brew. So if there are any small conflicts or any miscommunications, address them immediately, clarify them, and own up to it. If it's your fault that there was miscommunication, own up to it. Apologize for the miscommunication, express what you actually really meant, and then get on the same page. And then finally is empower. You want to offer solutions that empower you and the client at the same time. So this makes sure that you're both moving forward in a positive direction together. Again, showcasing that collaboration with the client. And by doing this, you showcase professionalism, you showcase a collaborative environment that goes through obstacles, and you also protect your professional boundaries while keeping the client satisfied. All right, so let's take this to the real world. So let's say you're on a call with a client and they ask you, why isn't this done yet? This is unacceptable. You could be frustrated, anxious, emotional, and respond, yes, I'm doing everything I can. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm working overtime. You don't want to do that. Instead, what you want to do when the client asks, why isn't this done yet? This is unacceptable. You can respond and saying, Mr. Client, I understand your frustration. You relate with them. Let's go back and review the timeline and clarify any points of confusion on what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. And I assure you that I'm committed that we meet your needs effectively and efficiently and on time. And by saying it that way, you can clarify where you're all at, what your progress is, and giving an expectation on what's gonna happen next. You can then ease the client being emotional. You can't fight emotions with more emotions, but you can appease them with logic and then get them on the same page, where the client can then tell you, okay, thank you for explaining where we're at and then what you're doing in order for us to get to the goal. That's much clearer now. We can keep moving forward. See what happened in that scenario? You turned a potential conflict into an opportunity. And instead of a conflict, it was an opportunity for you to reinforce yourself as a valued partner for the project. All right, so challenge time. Try to identify a client or an interaction that is challenging or is difficult. And I'd like you to test out the empathize, educate, and empower approach. See how it does for you. Does it improve your interaction? Did it make the client understand the project more? Were you able to calm your clients down? Were you able to extend on the project? Let us know. Drop it in the comments below, and we'd love to celebrate the wins and then also give you more tips in case you have any questions. But before you do that, have you ever wondered how to elevate your freelance status from freelancer to trusted advisor? Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because in the next video, I'm going to share the 5 ways to go from freelancer, trusted advisor, the ultimate pathway to client loyalty. So again, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.